were to make a short list of super minis, then the Volkswagen Polo probably fly the flag for luxury, the Mazda 2 maybe for driving dynamics, and the Ford Fiesta for, well, it's a popular and familiar safety net for those who maybe don't know what to go for. But what about the Yaris? Well, as of late, the Yaris has become a very reliable and sensible super mini option, which by definition kind of favours older drivers. But by looking at it, you wouldn't really think that. I mean, I think it looks pretty slick. You've got the nice 16-inch alloys, you've got the big X on the front, and that red and black paint job does look pretty cool. But what else has the Yaris got to offer? If you've been in a lot of super minis, then the Yaris's interior will be very familiar. You've got a very minimalistic design and lots of hard-wearing plastics dotted around. You do get this nice spongy material on the dashboard though, and you also get it on the doors. The infotainment screen is without doubt the main attraction in here though, and this is available for mid-range models and upwards. This is actually the design model. This has likes of DAB radio, Bluetooth, and you can actually have sat-nav if you pay £500. And what I like about the screen is that it's just intuitive and just really easy to use. You can get used to it in 5 minutes, unlike some other super mini touchscreens. And I really like the little funky graphics you get as well, especially this little volume control graphic. A few notes on comfort and practicality. The steering does adjust for reach and rake. Always a good thing with city cars and super minis. You also get a comfy armrest on the door, and there are just absolutely loads of useful little cubbies dotted around. Always useful. 5-door option, always a good idea. Now, space back here is plentiful, especially for 2 people. There's plenty of elbow room, plenty of leg room, and plenty of headroom, although 6-footers might get their hair squashed a bit. But all around, space is really good back here. You can even go for a 3rd passenger, although elbow room might be a bit of a squeeze, but at least you'll have enough footwell room because there's no transmission tunnel. The boot isn't as big as the one you find in like the Skoda Fabia, but it does hold its own against the Ford Fiesta with 286 litres on offer. These rear seats also fold down to give you a bit of extra wiggle room when it comes to large amounts of shopping. So it did say that the Yaris was the sensible super mini option, and that does become abundantly clear when you head out on the road, because the Yaris isn't particularly, well, it's not particularly fun. It doesn't thrive on country roads like the Ford Fiesta does. But let's forget about boy racer driving for a second, because where the Yaris really exceeds is its ease of driving, be it around the city or on a country road. To be honest, anything you can nitpick about the way the Yaris drives can be justified. I mean, yes, the steering is a little light and numb feedback-wise, but it's incredibly easy to use. And if you go into a corner at speed, you will get body roll, but the payoff for that is a nice soft ride that absorbs even the most dramatic bumps. This 6-speed manual gearbox is really snappy too. The 98 brake horsepower 1.3 litre petrol it's mated to though is a little vocal, even when you're pulling off slowly at the traffic lights. And the cabin doesn't do a very good job of deadening this noise, unlike something like the Volkswagen Polo. It does a much better job. If it was up to me, I think I'd go for the little 1 litre petrol that Toyota offers, because it's a bit more efficient, ducking under that all-important 100 grams per kilometre mark, whereas this 1.3 litre that we've got emits 119 grams per kilometre of CO2. It also claims to retain an average of around 55 miles per gallon, but we've been getting closer to 40 and 45 miles per gallon. If fuel economy is paramount though, you can go for the Yaris Hybrid, and that claims to retain upwards of 80 miles per gallon. An entry-level Yaris will cost you £11,000, or you can go for a mid-range design model and that'll cost you around £15,000. And that means the Yaris costs somewhere in between the Skoda Fabia and the Ford Fiesta when it comes to price. But the Yaris has warranty on its side, because you get a 5-year, 100,000 mile warranty, you get 3 years worth of paintwork warranty, and you get a year's worth of AA roadside assistance. Those looking for a super mini with a distinct identity aren't short of options in the marketplace, but some people will just want one that does the job, is solidly built, and if possible, has a good warranty and a low price, and that's what the Yaris is all about. And I'll say it again, I think its design is pretty eye-catching, so don't be surprised if sons, daughters, granddaughters and grandsons take a liking to it as well. What do you think of the Yaris? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click on the inquire button to find out more details about this car, or for any other models, visit carkeys.co.uk. And to watch more reviews, click one of the links on screen now.